never can say goodbye. No, 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 never can say goodbye. Even though
He loved all his brothers and sisters, but we were the two that sung on the songs. And during the Jackson 5 days, my father would keep us in the same room together because we were the lead singers, and we would try to stay up late. He would say, "Go to bed." We would try to walk the halls and security. So we kept that bond throughout the years. Yes.
Yes, it must have been a very difficult time for you when you heard that Michael had passed on. Can you tell us about that time?
Yes, I was across town near Pasadena, California, with my wife, and we get a call from Larry King. He calls our phone and said, "Do you know anything about Michael being rushed to the hospital?" And so Halima gave me the phone, and I said no. So I called my mother right away, and she said she's on her way there. And so 45 minutes had gone by, and I spoke to this attorney friend called Joel Katz, and then Janet called me and said, "What's going on?" And so after those 45 minutes, I called my mother back, and she had already gone to UCLA, and to hear her say in her voice, "He's dead," and I just lost it. So we rushed, my wife and I rushed from Pasadena, California over to Westwood, UCLA, and as we got closer, there were so many helicopters in the sky, and the streets were blocked off, there were people in the streets, and so I went in, they let me through the tape, and I went in and I saw people in the hospital all lined up against the walls and everything, and I went straight to my mother, and as I saw her, she had on dark glasses, and she was just solemn. She was there, but she wasn't there, so I wanted to see him. So I went to this room, and I saw him laying there lifeless, and his skin was still soft, and it was one of the toughest times of my life. And then they asked me to sort of read the announcement of the time of his death and everything, and this was one of the most hardest things I ever did because I actually couldn't breathe. I didn't have any breath to talk, but it wasn't the talent of him, it was the person, because God knew I bless him, he's going to give it back to others and show the world who we are with. We are the world, heal the world, man in the mirror, and the earth song, and he was doing God's work. He was doing Allah's work, and this was so important.
How are Michael's children, your nephew and nieces?
They're very strong. They went through so much. My son Jafar was just talking to Prince this morning, and because Prince he's on the internet right now and holding a cigarette, and I said,
yeah, he's 18 and he's holding a cigarette.
So I said, Jafar, he may have been kidding, but that's something that, because people are going to take it the wrong way, and the things that you don't do. And so I had a meeting with Jafar and Your Majesty this morning. I said, that's your cousin, love him, give him support, but he's getting a lot of slack right now from the public. They're going to blow this up, especially being Michael's son. He's going to be watched anyway.
Finally, on Michael, what is your fondest memory of your brother, Michael?
Well, my fondest memories of Michael, there's so many. There was one funny thing. We were on the tour, the Victory Tour, and years ago there was a guy who came into a McDonald's in San Diego, and he massacred a lot of people. So we got a threat from the same guy. And so, because we were, our lives were being threatened on that tour so much that we had to go to the concert in armored trucks. But this same guy threatened us. So I said, Michael, you heard about the threat? And he said, yeah. So I said, well, I said, well, what are you going to do? And he said, well, I'm just going to dance so much it's going to be hard for him to shoot me. That's what he said. So I said, well, you already do that. But it was so funny. But during that time, we laughed and we played games and jokes and stuff. That's what I miss. We just laugh so much. Laugh and just have fun. And we entertain ourselves out there on the road.